Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I know I've been absent for a little bit, guys. I apologize about that. I am back with another reading today, and hopefully more in the near future and more regularly. So I just want to give a little message to you guys before I continue with today's reading, and that is that I'm looking to sort of update my channel a little bit more. I am, of course, a witch, and I do my witchcraft and my practices and things outside of this channel. And although my initial thoughts were to focus solely on tarot for this channel, I am looking to add a little bit more witchcraft into this channel. So I am going to be uploading some shorts and little things of some of the witchcraft stuff that I do and things like that. So look out for that. Obviously, I'm hoping that this will be something that you guys are looking forward to, being that you are my witches coming to this witchy reading today. And, you know, hopefully anyone else that watches my tarot channel will be okay with me doing that. But, you know, I have to be true to myself. And, yeah, I just want to make this a little bit more witchy. So that's what I'm going to do. So look out for those shorts, guys. They will be coming. And, yeah, let's get into today's reading. There are 3 choices for you today, as usual, and those timestamps will be down below as well as in the comment section. So here are your choices. Let's get into them. Hi there, part 1. So we are asking what your inner witch wants you to know, messages from your inner witch. We have the card Transition, and these are short messages, guys, of this little series that I'm doing on my channel. So we have Transition with Cauliflower, we have the Healing Tree at Litha, and we have the Empress for your tarot card. We have Banishing Salt, and it says, witches use salt to banish invasive, intrusive energies. The witch sprinkles salt in a circle about your home, on your windowsills, in between the cracks, keeping it and all who dwell there safe and content. So, let's read the Healing Tree at Litha. This is a new deck I've got. I absolutely adore it. It's by Lucy Cavendish, if anyone is wondering. And I have to read from the book because the messages are very profound and, you know, individual to each card and her particular meaning. So, where are we? The Healing Tree at Litha. Let's read that for you guys now. 79, okay. Right, now there's a little bit of a story before the meaning of the card, so I'm going to read that out to you as well. So we're going to start with that little bit of a story. So, because there might be messages here for you. The Healing Tree at Litha. There are times when she feels she is at one with all things. She has dreams where she turns into trees, moments when she feels herself change shape, and times when she walks and feels a healing has taken place. There are times she goes to the trees in the day, or even at night, to lie beneath their branches and surrender to the green wonder of their clean, old, pure energy. There are times, too, when she feels their invitation to merge with them, to learn of their histories and secrets. One time was at Litha, when the fairies beckoned her to the roots of one great old wisdom keeper. She spent the wonder of midsummer night amidst the tender embrace of the branches, held so surely, yet so softly, that she felt safe enough to completely be, and all the parts of her that normally she might reduce, tuck away, or be sure not to show when amongst humans she allowed to be seen. And the trees accepted and rejoiced in the revelation, of her hidden selves. Their love and approval allowed a part of her that had never felt truly loved to be known, to be beautiful, to be something of value. In this way, at one with the land, at one with the branches, at one with the tree, at one with the green, she healed. Strangely, she was never able to find the tree by herself. Sometimes, though, it visits her in her dreams, and every litha, the fairies, would come, and to the tree of healing they take her. And the meaning is healing with tree energy, being at one with nature, dreams where healing magics take place, litha as a portal to elemental healings. So, definitely spending some time out in nature, I feel like, is very healing for you guys right now, because this is obviously something that you are needing. So if this isn't you feeling like you need some healing, or that you've just gone through something and are transitioning right now with that transition card, then this may not be the pile for you. But definitely spending some time out in nature, and of course, as this card says, perhaps within the trees. If you have some woodland around, that may be very peaceful for you, very healing for you to go and visit and sit and just be. So yeah, definitely nature is going to help here as well. And dreams where healing magics take place. So in your dreams, you may be receiving messages. Pay attention to that right now, guys. And, you may even be doing some dream magic. To gain some clarity on your situation and, in moving forward and perhaps this transitional period. Now, the transition card is great considering we have the Empress. So this is what you're transitioning into, this Empress energy, this goddess-like energy, full of power, really such a vibrant, I want to say, energy. And of course, as we know, the Empress too, she can represent fertility. So she's got that motherly energy. So she's very nurturing as well. And, it makes me also think, it is, excuse me, she is referenced to Mother Gaia. So again, that clue to sort of be out within nature, right? And I think, definitely others will see this glow up. But what I want to point out, what did she say? Where was it? Okay, and all the parts of her that normally she might reduce, tuck away, or be sure not to show when amongst humans she allowed to be seen. So, there might be a lot going on that maybe others don't see and they don't know about, which, and they're not realizing that you're in this period of transition, in this period of healing. So when you come into this Empress energy, this may be quite a surprise for a few people around you. Where did this sudden glow up come from? Where did this overnight sort of transition happen? It may not happen overnight, of course, but it may seem like that to outsiders. And but you're definitely putting in some effort here to do some healing. So that is really, really great. And excuse me, guys. So this banishing salt may be helpful to you as well if you feel like there are energies. And I do want to say in the dream realm as well. So just be really careful if you are trying any dream work to protect yourself, so that no negative entities, beings, or energy can get to you in your dreams. So be very mindful of that. But yes, sprinkling that salt in a circle about your home. I actually used to do, sorry for my throat, guys. I actually used to do salt at the doorstep a lot, and I haven't needed to do it for for a really long time, actually, which has been great. But I did used to do the salt at the doorstep. So just that little bit of extra protection, you know, and of course, you know, especially as witches, we always need that little bit of protection, considering, what we do, right? So, so definitely this is a period of healing for you guys. You are in a transitional period, but you're coming into this Empress energy. And I think that's the main message that you need to hear, is that this transition is happening, and you are healing. And, sometimes we aren't even aware that the work's being done. And there are things already transitioning, already happening within us, where this healing is taking place. But of course, a lot of the healing does fall upon us to take that action and, really put that effort in and that work in to heal. And whatever it is that you're healing from, guys, I do see that this is happening for you here, because you are stepping into this Empress energy. And like I said, being out in nature could be very helpful for you guys right now, and spending some time amidst the trees. So guys, this was your message, super quick, like I said. So I hope that this was helpful for you. And again, like I said, I just feel like, I'm sure all of you guys are aware of this healing that needs doing, or the healing that you're already doing. I think this was just a nice quick little confirmation for you that that healing actually has a purpose, in terms of you are healing, and you are going to see the benefits of that healing, which is that Empress energy right there. So lots of love, guys. Take care. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy my channel. If you enjoy my energy, I would really appreciate that. Other than that, I will hopefully see you on the next reading. Take care. Bye. Hi, Pile 2. So we are on to you. We're getting quick messages here from your inner witch. So we have spells from the hearth. We have happiness with marjoram. We have the 9 of swords. And we have Widdershins witch. And I'll read that in just a moment. Oh, actually, no, I'll read that first. So, Widdershins witch. The witch advises, there are times to go against the flow, to resist the forces that push you. You may be going against what others believe, but this path is your truth. Walk it with courage. So, let's read from the book. I have to read for the book for these new cards that I have here. Spells from the Hearth, number 23. 114. Okay. Now I'm going to read, she has a little story. This is Lucy Cavendish's deck, by the way. And she has a little story pre the meaning of the card, so I'm going to read that out to you as well. So the story goes, when she casts with the warmth of the hearth place, the very center of her home, and her magic at this time is the dance of the flames warming her hands. They weave together the strands of change that will become her life or the lives of those she casts for. Hanging over the licking tongues of flame is the cauldron, holding within a soup to heal hurt, to help mend bone, to quiet an unstill mind. The herbs dry above her. The cat sits at her feet, reaching out a paw to remind her to stay true to her focus when her mind shifts from its purpose. The 9 of Swords. The long nights of winter are made warm in such ways, and she is prepared and satisfied and calm and at peace. You too need to find that magic, a place to warm the body and still the mind, a place where fire is not foe but friend, where all feel safe and cared for, even when the world is cold and harsh. Create this for yourself in the gathering, drying, and storing of herbs, in the cooking of meals that nurture the soul, in the movement of your hands in a pattern of purpose for the healing of spirit. Find your own way to the hearth of your home, and if there is not one, create a space where you will be warm, at peace, uninterrupted, and completely immersed in the magic that awaits only your hands and your heart to bring it to life. And you have the gift of the sweet forgetting of the hours. So the meaning: contentedness, stillness, plenty, watched over by ancestors. Creation of magic, a sacred place within your home, the pleasure of your own company, herbs, cauldron, familiars, and warmth, a well-stocked witch's pantry, quiet, step-by-step, heartfelt, practical magic, and productiveness. So this makes a lot of sense now to me, guys. So you guys need to stand in your truth here. You need to go for what makes you happy. And so I feel like you guys may be my new witches of this pile selection. I don't want to say baby witch. I really don't like that term. So I'm going to say new witch. And if you're not, then I feel like perhaps you've had to sort of hide away a lot of your magic and what it is that you do, perhaps in the face of others. Maybe others feel that, you know, this isn't something you should be doing, or they don't approve, or something like that. It's giving you a lot of stress here, a lot of worry, sleepless nights, maybe even with the Nine of Swords. You want to follow your truth, you want to go for your happiness, but it's hard when others disagree. Now, that could be, of course, for some of you. For others of you who are already feel like, you know, perhaps you're embracing this as much as you can. Perhaps with this Nine of Swords here, there is something that's worrying you, there's something that's bothering you, and it is filling up the mind. It is taking hold of your mind right now. And perhaps just putting yourself into more of your witchcraft and, you know, doing some spells, or perhaps, as the message said, if you don't have a hearth of the home, creating one for yourself will take you out of that sort of negative mindset and into something a bit more positive and happy, with the happiness card here. Some of you may resonate with being a kitchen witch, just because we had the mention, of course, of the cauldron and cooking up soups and things like that. So you may resonate with that. And if you haven't sort of maybe figured out where you're drawn to in particular in regards to your witchcraft, that may be a little clue there for you to have a think about looking into some kitchen witchery. And I can tell you guys, that is one of the things that I absolutely love to do in my witchcraft, because I love to cook. So, and actually wanted to be a chef back in the day, and hospitality was my thing for a really long time. And I actually ended up switching sides of hospitality though, so I ended up going to front of house and working in conferences and things like that. But I still absolutely love cooking, and it's been a thing for me that I've just, you know, it's just a passion to do at home, you know. And so kitchen witchery really fits in with that for me, because, you know, all of those wonderful things that you can create, but then adding that, all those ingredients, and honoring each of those ingredients, but also, you know, setting that intent for the dishes, and like, you know, just adding that bit of magic. And I absolutely love that. And, you know, especially when you get to do like pastry and things like that, you know, adding symbols and things, and, you know, sigils, if you will, and all that sort of stuff. It's so great, so much fun. And maybe I went into that a little bit for you guys, because maybe you're unsure a little bit of what kitchen witchery involves. Maybe you're, as I said, you're new to the witchcraft world. And, you know, maybe this spurs you on a little bit to have a look a little bit deeper and see. But definitely, guys, I feel like this message is about you following your truth and, you know, stepping into what you know is right for you and what works for you. And, you know, again, not to put myself in here too much, because, of course, this reading is about you. But I do very much understand when others don't understand why we do what we do, or why, or even, who we are. And I've had, a lot of people sort of think it's really strange, with my practices and all those kinds of things, and not fully understanding it. And that's fine. I don't really need them to understand it. But what I do need them to understand is that, this is something that makes me happy. This is something that, that I find is my truth, that speaks to me as a person, and it really hits me deep in my heart and soul. So this is who I am, right? And so that's very important for me, for them to know that, and to understand that side of things. Not necessarily the witchcraft itself, but just the act of, this is what makes me happy, and this is my true authentic self. So perhaps you guys needed to hear that as well. So try to get out of your head here, guys, by either just sort of, to be honest, just going for it, right? And, saying, I don't care what anyone else thinks. I'm following my truth. I'm staying in my authenticity. I'm doing what makes me happy. And, being exactly that. And then, of course, in the other sense, as I said, if that doesn't resonate for you guys, for some of you, it's just being a little too in your head at the moment, maybe some negative thoughts, some negative thinking, some sleepless nights. And, so this may be just a little nudge to get back into your witchcraft if you've had a break from it, or to just get more into it and really see what it is that you can do to step out of your head here. And even just the act of probably, doing more of your witchcraft spells, rituals, whatever, any offerings, if you work with deities and all that sort of stuff, that could be very helpful for you guys right now to step out of this Nine of Swords energy. But follow your path, guys. Follow your truth. Be you, and don't be afraid of what others think of that. Follow your truth. Be in your authenticity, because, guys, authenticity, I figured out thus far in my life, is one of the most important things. So do what makes you happy. This was your message, guys. I really hope that it helped. So please like and subscribe if you enjoy my channel. If you enjoy my energy, I would really appreciate that. Other than that, guys, take care. Hopefully I will see you on the next reading. Bye. Hi, Path 3. So we are on to you. So the message from your inner witch today, quick messages, is we have the Trust card with Basil. We have and sometimes she changes. For your tarot card, we have the Fool. And we have Natural Magic. And it says, nature is the witch's path, her passion, her source of power. From the natural world, she sends you her wisdom, patience, timing, the art of change, love, growth, and release. Be blessed. So, now we have and sometimes she changes. I have to read from the book here, guys, because there's specific messages related to the cards. And this lovely lady who's done these cards, she has written a little story pre-message. So I'm going to read out that story to you. So, we are not always the same person. We are ourselves. Yet all of ourselves cannot be simultaneously expressed. We shift and change, bend and shape ourselves to people, situations, and we are sculpted too by time, the elements, the energies, the soul's journey. Sometimes it's best to understand that we are changing creatures, evolving in response to our own needs, our own destinies, and our own environments. We evolve, and we also become able to find those safe spaces where we can reveal the parts of ourselves that others have found impossible to believe in, or to comprehend, or to love. Not all of ourselves are as others would have us be. To be entirely ourselves, like this solitary witch, we must find a haven, within or without, in which we can transform. During her bathing ritual, the solitary witch has connected with her mer self. To others, she seems weird, inhumane, or unrealistic, but she feels that she is home. Make space inside and outside of you where no other will judge you, and where you learn not to judge yourself, where you accept the mysteries of who you are and who you may yet become. We are evolving creatures of mystery, and who you once were is no longer who you are today. You are always changing, flowing through forms, reshaping the self you have created in your image. Be your own creation. Allow the unacceptable parts of yourself to find a home, for within them is pure, deep magic. So the meaning says, private ritual that reveals aspects of self you may have been unaware of, finding the elemental part of yourself through immersion in that element. Complete self-love, acceptance, and acknowledgement. And I just want to say that this could be water for you guys. So you could be my Pisces. I'm a Pisces, guys. So hello, fellow Pisces, or a Cancer or a Scorpio. But you don't have to be, or you may just resonate with the water element. But an element here is what we're talking about. It doesn't have to be water. So complete self-love, acceptance and acknowledgement, observation and acceptance of new aspects to you of the self, validation through the true seeing of yourself, feeling completely free to be the self that others may not wish to see or validate as even existing, understanding that form is illusory and can be shaped and changed, deeper connection with sensuality, a desire to move beyond restrictions. So this is all about embracing yourself, having that trust in who you are, in everything about you, right? The good, the bad, the ugly, right? All of the aspects of self. I even feel like some of you guys may even have been doing a bit of shadow work, but that's just for some of you. And it is hard sometimes too, because we do feel like we're shape-shifting, I feel, but we're shape-shifting for others, not for ourselves. So in terms of we're not doing it in the right way for personal growth and expansion and understanding and all those wonderful things, illumination, enlightenment, all of that. But we sort of end up doing it for others and even, for society and things like that. So I feel like there's a need here with the trust card to trust this process. So if you know you're going through this change and this transformation, and I think that's really been a big message in today's, the collective message in today's reading, because transformation has sort of that idea of, the growth and the change has sort of been in all three piles. So, so it's just, again, that message about, accepting the changes within. And, we do go through so many changes, we don't grow if we stay the same person all the time. There are shifts, there are things that happen within us that come from many different things, many different reasons, whether we change jobs, we get new groups of friends, we move to different cities. Anything can be influential enough to sort of spark that change within us. But it's also, mostly comes within. And with the full energy here as well, I feel like this is you guys needing to trust, taking that leap of faith on yourself, because the Fool, as we know, he takes that leap without knowing what's going to come from taking that leap. So it is a leap of faith because he's not sure what's going to happen from doing so, but he's not afraid. He has that trust, right, in himself and in the process. So I think that's the energy that you guys need to be embracing, embodying right now with yourselves. And, if these changes are happening, allow them to, and just trust in, who you are, what it is that you want. Just, be in alignment with things that are right for you, and just allow them to be. Allow yourself to be. And again, with that natural magic, so you guys could be doing a lot of elemental work right now, and you may be really trying to figure out what elements you naturally are drawn to and can work with within your witchcraft or within anything that you're doing, or just, for instance, if you know, let's say based on this card, that you are really connected to water, you may be saying to yourself, yes, I should be taking more baths, like this lady is here, and, just having some me time, right? Or maybe you want to move somewhere where you're closer to the beach. Oh, yes, that's right, I forgot, that's always been my dream. Let's do that. Or maybe if you can't move to somewhere closer to water, you're going to be just spending more time around water. Yes, I'm going to take that trip out to see, the beach or the river or the lake or whatever it is, right? This is just an example. As I said, you don't have to fully resonate with that element of water, but it's things like this, right? So, for instance, if you were, resonating with earth, then maybe you would want to go and spend some time out in the woods, things like that. Yes, so let's read that again. I feel like reading that again. Nature is the witch's path, her passion, her source of power. From the natural world, she sends you her wisdom, patience, timing, the art of change, love, growth, and release. Yes. So, you may have to have a little bit of patience with yourself as well, guys. And I know that's hard to do sometimes. But through this change, through this transformation, through this leap of faith, even here with the Fool card, have that patience with yourself. And love is really important as well. So love yourself during this time. And, I know it's really hard to be understood by others. And it's a hard thing to get to, guys, because in the beginning stages of life, I feel like, we're sort of almost prompted to want to have reassurance from others that it's okay to be who we are, and do the things that we do, and all that sort of stuff. And I think a lot of that just comes from being kids and having, our parents sort of do the parental thing where, they watch over us and guide us and all those kinds of things. And I think so we look for that approval in them, and we look for that, nod of, yes, this is okay. Yes, I support you and all that sort of stuff. And as we get older, you sort of realize that, that should come from within. And it really doesn't matter what other people think of you or what other people think about your choices and the way you're living your life. Because in reality, we all need to be living it for ourselves and ourselves alone. And I'm not saying, obviously you can't be in union with somebody and have like shared goals and things like that, whether that's a friend, a family member, or a romantic partner or something like that. But, I think in general, it's just really important that we understand ourselves, and then therefore understand what it is that we need and we want out of life, and from our own self. And that when the changes and the growth come and happen, for us just to be able to embrace them and not fear what lies ahead, or not fear how we're seen going through those changes, or the changes that we end up making. And just sort of being at peace with that is what I want to say, being at peace. So have that trust there, guys. Embrace that full energy. And, as I said, you may be working on some elemental magic right now. And some of you may be doing lunar magic. I'm just looking at the moon there and the fact that we've got all the stars and everything. So some of you may be lunar witches. So you may be wanting to get more into some of your moon magic. And of course, we just had a full moon. So you might have done some full moon magic work there. And if you had... if you have, then, I do feel like this is a little confirmation for you that this is your pile. So this was your message, guys. I really hope that it helped. This was from your inner witch. So please like and subscribe. my channel. If you guys like my energy, if you liked this reading and you would like to see more, I would really appreciate it. Leave a comment down below if you wish. I like to read those too. And other than that, guys, I will see you hopefully on the next reading. Take care. Bye.